What happened last time?
Yes. Does anybody wish to fill us in on what happened last time for the people who weren't paying attention?
I also wasn't here.
Also that, yes.
So last time, was that the
election?
Was that Finn's
It was
still?
the election, yes.
So
Finn's ascension.
we were told by the League of Evil to make some peace with the orcs. We did that by fighting them. That was the session before. But we were told by the orcs that to kind of create a trade deal with them, we had to go to the Kobold Collective and arrange somehow. We were given kind of free rein on it. Negotiate a sort of like a passage for the orcs.
Yep.
And it was kind of heavily hinted at the fact that we could have just killed all of the kobolds instead of doing what we did. But we turned up there and they were in the middle of an election, because they're always in the middle of an election.
Yep. Anytime there's a disagreement.
Yeah. And the idea was that they were voting to see who was going to take over the Kobold Collective. And there were 3 kobolds. There was a smart one, a strong one, and a sneaky one, I want to say. Am I right?
Yep.
And then instead what we were going to do is Bill wanted to stand up and be the head of the Kobold Collective.
However, there was a coup.
But there was a coup before it started, and sorry, when I say I mean Horny was secretly messaging Finn and also I've got to try to remember his name, Varen. I want to say Varen.
Yep, Varen. Yeah.
Privately to say that we should vote we should vote in Finn and usurp Bill before Bill even gets a chance, because he thought it'd be funny. And surprisingly, it worked, because Finn promised that he would bring dragons back to the kobolds, and they all realised that would be amazing, because then they don't have to think for themselves anymore.
It means they would, have an opportunity to stop doing all these ridiculous elections, because they're all very sick of democracy.
Yeah. So Finn is now in charge of all of the kobolds at the age of 3.
Yes, he will be known as King Finn the Small, but let's see if he can earn himself a slightly better title, perhaps, within the kobolds.
Yes.
I'm thinking King Finn the Great.
And Horny self-appointed himself as captain of the Small King's Guard and knighted the rest of the party.
Yep. In a move that, because he did it with such procedure and as if he was supposed to, all of the kobolds accepted that this is how things happen.
Yep.
And what in this universe, what title precedes our name now when we're knighted?
That Sir, we're going with.
We're going with Sir, but that was mostly just down to the fact that that was the only thing that.
Yeah, I mean, in this world, if you choose to introduce yourself with a title, you can basically just claim you have that title.
Yeah.
So I'm now Sir Star.
Sure.
Yes.
Sir Star Wars Episode 2. I'm not doing the whole fucking name, it's exhausting.
Attack of the Clones.
Yeah,
Attack
so
or the Clones.
That means
Attack of the Clones.
I'm Sir King Finn the Small.
I think King would precede Sir, wouldn't it? Sam, you know things. Go.
If you were king, you wouldn't use Sir.
Yeah, but what if you did?
Yeah, what if you wanted to?
You always put the. I'm trying to think.
Do you put the highest title first?
Highest title first.
Yeah.
So
you would be King Sir Finn the Small.
Well, Finn would expect his elders to have the better title and doesn't know any better because he's a child.
Finn is 3 years old. I'll allow it.
Yeah.
What level are we currently?
Level 7, you guys should be.
We are level 7.
Level 7, yes, that's good.
Yes,
also,
good.
Horny now owns himself a ring of wardrobes, which allows him to have at least 3 different wardrobes stored in it.
Yep.
Unfortunately, he only wears a hat, so he needs to find 2 more hats to store in the ring.
You have no idea how hard it is to come up with items for a dude who openly is just like, I wear nothing except for stuff on me cock.
Yeah, so that's where he now wears the ring.
Yeah,
Andy. It's not on his hands. It's a cock ring.
That's nice.
Yeah.
He thinks so.
Okay, right. Well, very good. I'd say that's accurate. So, having become leadership over the kobolds and granted the orcs passage through, the orcs have since ridden ahead of you. the whole of the Carnet seems to just be kind of steadily flowing through the mountain pass. You're able to go on through yourselves using a cart to get some free transportation back to Hammerfall, where I transfer you to this screen because I can. And this is kind of your home screen, so why not? And I'm stalling because I can't find the right thing. There we go. I've stalled enough. So upon return, you are afforded the opportunity for a long rest and all of the usual things. So please, regenerate back hit points, key, whatever the fuck else you got. I don't know what you guys use. Presumably Andy eats his fill so he can shit on people again.
Hey.
Upon which you are then called before the, of course, legendary Crim and not Crim. At which point, Crim, kind of as you walk in, slaps his hands together. He's like, "Oh, lads, you are remarkable." And of course, as he turns and faces towards Finn and gives a very sincere and very low bow, "My liege, it is an honor to have you among us within the League. I thank you for taking the time out of your day to honor us with your presence. Sorry about all the kobolds who got eaten by wolves, but
It will make
It's
my
business.
re-election easier.
Exactly. See, this is a pragmatic king. Now, thanks to you lads, the whole of the Orcish Carnet has got a lot more lands to be pillaging and raping and murdering, the usual orc things. So they've just kind of set to that straight away. It's kind of great. We didn't really have to tell them. I don't think we could stop them if we tried, so it's pretty good. We're going to start supplying them with the undead wargs. We had a bit of practice while you're away. Horrifying results. Really horrifying. One of them, his face was just coming off. Didn't affect the wolf itself. Still ferocious, still horrible. His whole face is just coming off, though. It's gross, honestly. Oh, I threw up and I'm a goblin, so yeah. But either way, this is good. This solidifies our alliance. You're doing very well, I think, you lads. You're going to go far within the League. I have no doubt about that whatsoever. And that's what brings about my next conversation.
All your throat clearing's making me want to clear my throat.
Dude, you have no fucking idea. Shut up, you goose. Stop mocking me. All right, well, you see, because we've gone and, we're raping and pillaging and murdering all these lands, there's a lot of refugees. Now, for some reason, the refugees, they don't tend to come to the Evil League of Evil. Can't think why, truth be told. It might be because of those, and he kind of absent-mindedly points at a large number of bodies impaled on spikes. Or perhaps those, as he points to a pit that appears to be full of cobras feasting on a significant amount of dead bodies. Or just, our general, no refugees allowed kind of policy. We're quite strict about that, actually. It might be why. Also, the fact that we are the one murdering and pillaging their land. These minor details. Anyway, they're all now fucking off and filling up the Neutral League of Neutrality's coffers and the Good League of Goods, barracks and stuff like that. Now, this is obviously a bit bad, but at the same time, a bit good. We don't give a shit if the Neutral League of Neutrality makes money. It's all they bloody well do. And the Good League of Good now has got all of these hungry people to care for. Slight problem, though. Good League of Good has gotten a bit more switched on to the whole we are now in active war thing. And they've killed all of our spies. All of them. Yeah. We had about, 50 or something like that. Turns out, if you're in the Good League of Good and you've got a smarmy mustache, they suspect you pretty quickly, actually. Yeah. Yeah. And if you send an ogre as a spy, it's pretty obvious. They're not usually clever enough to lie. Yes. Yeah. See, So it's not great.
Peekaboo.
We've only got, technically speaking, one spy still alive. That's Lord Gratham. He's a good lad, he is, Lord Gratham. Not a bad guy. He's got family within the Good League of Good, you see. That's how he got in. He's been sending us good intel. Again, slight problem. When you started murdering people, he stopped giving us intel. So, I personally think he's probably been had. So, we want to try and do an extraction mission. Because he's probably got loads of good stuff in his head. Now, when I say extraction, all we really need is his brain. Alright? We got lots of fun stuff. We can do whatever we need. The brain's all we need. Alright? Everything else, that's a bonus. Alright? If you can get that, great. Brain, essential. Alright? You following me? And he turns and points at Bill and says, "Are you following me?"
Head.
No crushy head.
No smash head.
No smash head. Everyone else's head, yes. This head, no.
Bill sort of looks down and scratches his head and looks very confused, and then he points at his feet. Smash feet.
Smash all the feet you want, except mine.
Smash feet and then smash head.
No smash head.
Smash mouth?
No smash head.
No smash mouth either. Can't risk it.
He just like shrugs and puts his hands in the air.
At which point, Krim is just going to turn to everybody else in the party and just be like, "Please stop him from smashing the head. Please. Look, if you could get Gratham back alive, if he's still cooperative, if he's still part of the cause, great. If he's fallen and decided he wants to be a good guy all of a sudden, just beat him senseless, cut his head off and bring it back, alright? Or fuck
Sounds like
it,
a good
scoop
plan.
his brain out. Both work. I can give you an ice cream scoop if you need it. What's that?
How does his? If he's dead, does it matter
Yeah.
how long he's been dead?
Long enough to avoid petrification, we can probably still make it work.
I mean, putrefaction.
No, I meant petrification.
He
Don't
turns
turn
to
it to
stone when he
stone.
dies. Also, I'm pretty sure it's putrefaction.
No, I legitimately mean
But-
petrification.
Oh no, what
Yeah.
sound? But yeah, cool.
Yeah,
That
as
works.
long as it's not stone, we can make it work. If it is stone, we're going to have a whole different conversation, lads.
So no one casts stone skin.
Why would it be stone?
I don't know what you do.
You know exactly what I do.
Well, I do, but then you occasionally do all these weird, colourful lights, apparently, and I don't even know what any of that is.
Probably send our pet Gorgon away.
Pretty
Yeah.
loud.
So, got a couple of options. Either you guys can carve and brutally murder your way into Bastion, scoop the bastard out, and fuck off, or we could use magic on you guys to disguise you as refugees, and then you could just walk into Bastion. Don't say I don't give options.
What if we use my diplomatic immunity as king of
Ooh.
a hill?
You could go as a diplomatic envoy. Oh, my lord is very smart.
I am a child.
Yes. That could work, actually, yes. All you need to do is find Lord Gratham, alright? If you can't find Lord Gratham, try and find his sister. Probably called Lady Gratham, I don't know.
Horny would like to know if she is hot.
Krim is going to kind of like stick a finger in his mouth and go, maybe. I'm into goblin girls, mate. I don't know.
Okay.
Now, here's the fun part, all right? Your mission is twofold, all right? You need to get in and scoop Gratham's brain out with an ice cream spoon, or rescue him, I don't know, whichever. But also, we're going to give you this. And he pulls out a rock and presents it to you with all the, gusto as if this was an amazing artifact as he holds out this rock to you. You get it?
Horny would like to take said rock.
Careful. All right. Now, as you take the rock, you notice that it's got faintly inlaid kind of blue crystalline and seems to be sparking and just seems a bit... It's not just a rock. It's clearly some kind of crystal.
Can I examine said rock?
Yeah, give me an Arcana check.
Oof. You want Arcana? I'll give you.
I'll allow a history check.
Both the same, so let's go with Arcana.
All right then. A 50. Oh, hey. Okay, right. Well, you do recognize what this is then.
Ooh.
So what you hold in your hands is a return stone. What you can do is you can smash it on the ground, and it will immediately return you to a preset location. Now, Krim happily informs you, now that ain't going to work unless you're inside the Good League of Goods portal network. You get me? You're going to go in, scoop Gratham's brain out, save him, whichever, don't give a shit. And then you're going to sneak into one of their portal buildings and smash it on the ground so you return here. Now, what that's going to do is A, it'll get you out of there with Gratham's brain, big win. And 2, B, it will give us an in into their portal network. All right?
Ooh.
And then we can do some real fuckery, all right?
Nice.
Now, careful with the rock you're holding, because it won't break unless you're in the right location. And it can have quite bad effects if you try and smash it before you're in the right place. You got to be right up next to the kind of portal network, and then it'll work, yeah?
So, at this point, Horny realizes that no one in the party can be trusted with said rock.
Yep.
Because Varen isn't here, and he's probably the only one that we could trust.
Pretty
So-
much, yeah.
Horny puts it underneath his hat.
Very good, very good.
He
Yes.
has no
Not the pocket I was expecting you to use.
No, yeah, I'll be honest with you. I really thought it was going prison wallet. So for context as well, Varen is off getting, I don't know, his nails done or whatever fancy fuck people do. I don't know. He's having a spa day, we'll say.
Mm.
Getting a bikini wax.
Getting a bikini wax. Thank you, my
At the
lord.
orders of his king.
All of my guards must be waxed. Creepy. Okay, excellent. So Krim, of course, delightfully tells you, oh, now careful with that one, because that one was actually made by Volkar himself. In fact, I believe it was made, he kind of flips up the hat and takes a squint at it. It's made tomorrow, in fact. Don't try and think about it. Don't. Whatever. Time magic.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. Now, all that good? Any of you lads need anything before we send you off as a diplomatic party of kobold? None of you are kobolds. Do you have a kobold?
We can get some kobold. We'll just
You
have
can get
to go
some
back
kobolds?
via the mountain.
Okay, all right. Well, there are probably a fair amount of kobolds kind of scattered now. You realise, like, the Orcish Khanate did. They like routed all of the kobolds out as soon as they got access to the mountain. You know that, right?
Could you not
Ah,
just
well.
disguise us as kobolds in the way you were going to do it with refugees?
Probably. I'm not the wizard.
Let's do that.
Yeah, we can turn you all into kobolds. Probably can't turn him into a kobold as he points at the ogre.
Uniform.
We could put you in a uniform, yeah. Do we have a tailor? I hope we have a tailor.
Yeah.
Worst
start
case.
with the Taylor.
You're a tailor, are you?
No.
I feel
Damn.
that sounds like someone talking from the other room, like we're in a tent and you just hear a voice from outside. Yeah, we got a tailor.
It really does sound like the goose is off fucking around. I don't know what he's doing.
No, I'm just leaning back in my old rusty chair.
It sounds like you're in the other room.
Nah.
I'm proficient in smith tools, so I could tap some studs through leather in a pattern that just says Finn's Guard on it or something. Big backwards F.
Yeah, that works. Yeah, okay.
Bill,
All right,
Bill wants a fancy uniform with braid.
Okay, so Bill, you want a fancy? Okay, what have we got then? So we've got you can do smithing tool. I'll say you've got access to lots of resources in camp. Anybody here got any proficiency with tailoring or crafting of any other description?
Mason's tool.
Mason's tools. Are you going to build this uniform out of stone?
Yeah, why not?
I've got a crowbar.
Okay, the goose has a crowbar.
Bill heard the word stone earlier and went, "I make good armor, that."
I don't know if this will help. But let's have a look at the fact that I'm a tinker. So I can use tinker's tools. Don't know if that's going to help.
Why not?
Okay, interesting. All right. Okay, I will say between all of you and with some assistance from people around the camp, you're able to cobble together something that seems to be largely made of burlap sacks, with a couple of nails stuck through it that Finn insists are metal studs. And the end result is something that is kind of the right shape for a fancy uniform.
Hang on.
Yeah, go for it.
See, this is what Bill wants. Just a jacket and a hat.
Jacket and a hat. Where have you put that?
It's in Discord.
Oh, yep, there it is. Okay.
All
right.
Can we Emperor's New Clothes him?
Well, I'm saying picture that, but made out of burlap sack with nails stuck out the front and what is probably human hair as the tassels.
Oh, can we just dye it red with blood?
No. Well, you can if you want, and you probably inevitably. It doesn't matter what I say. You're going to do that anyway. But having kind of eventually you put on this coat. The whole time, Notcrim is just kind of watching you and preening with his feathers, and then as soon as you're done, he snaps his fingers and says, "Behold!" And you look down and you see yourself, Bill, in some very fine wear. That particular jacket, we'll say, and the illusion is complete as the rest of you kind of look down and you appear to be kobolds, apart from, of course, King Finn.
And a nice big hat.
A nice big hat. All right, you make the request for a nice big hat.
With apparently a lantern hanging from one end of it.
Yeah, what is that? What the fuck is that?
I don't know.
All right, either way, you make the request for a very large hat, and Notcrim again just preens his feathers and then snaps his fingers and again says, "Behold!"
I'm sad to see there's not just like a convenient zombie happening to wear a large bike or hat nearby.
I mean, you can try and steal a hat from a zombie, but they ain't gonna like it, so you know. Which is a point. Somebody roll me a perception check.
I can do that. I do have a question from Horny's perspective.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Is he wearing clothes?
Oh, Horny? No. He's
Excellent.
a naked kobold. Okay, so King Finn the Small doesn't see anything. However, Horny, with his amazing eye for detail, if not clothing, spots that the undead appear to have progressed on from a simple garden to now quite an organized farm. And again, they appear to be trying to hide it between like the ranks of their soldiers to hide the fact that they're just farming in their off time. But they are now advancing.
I would like to voice this to the group and also Crim, just in case.
Yeah, Crim is just going to shrug and say, "Yeah, where do you think we get the turnips from?" Like, you know.
No,
yeah.
Fair enough.
They love it. I don't know why. You know, you tell them to kill and they're like, "Yeah, fine, whatever." You tell them to farm, they love that shit.
Finn's wondering if they need a king.
What can I work out what they're farming?
I'll say you can wander over, and all of the undead kind of as you approach, they all kind of like hurriedly make it look like, no, we weren't farming. Dum-de-dum-de-dum. We're on patrol. Oh yes, this isn't a hoe. This is a spear. But when you get closer, you can see there's a variety of different vegetables. There's lots of potatoes, a good amount of turnips, and you can see what you suspect is probably going to become corn, but it looks like it's struggling in the rather dark and corrupted earth.
Okay, nice.
Yes. Right, so with that, the party is sufficiently disguised as a kobold diplomatic envoy.
How is the...
How is the goose disguised? Yeah, I've been trying to think of this one, and my...
I feel like the goose should have a matching uniform to the ogre.
I mean, a goose in uniform is also tempting. The other option is we have a goose disguised as some kind of small dragonling-like creature.
What if we disguise the goose as a goose?
Okay,
by Jove.
Sorry, I'm picturing a goose wearing a bad goose costume.
Wait a minute.
Yeah, go on. What have you got?
Hang on. I have this. What if we disguise the goose as... Okay, hear me out on this one.
I'm ready, but...
A banana.
A banana. You want to be a goose disguised as a banana?
Yes.
With his battle axe hat on.
With a battle axe hat on, of course. I don't know how that's going to help you. I'll be brutally honest with you. And it may draw unnecessary attention to the illusory magic that the rest of the party is having. Also, how big of a banana do you picture this being?
7 foot.
A 7-foot banana. I'm sorry, Andy. I have to say you can't disguise yourself as a 7-foot banana. I am truly sorry.
You just want to watch the world burn, Dom.
I really want to let you disguise yourself as a banana. I'll be honest with you, dude. I'm fighting all of my instincts here to say no to this, but I guess I have to say no to this. God.
What if we
fine.
disguise him as a banana
Disguise
inside a
myself
minor
as-
illusion?
I'll just disguise myself as Bob Ross.
So you're just a goose wearing a large fake afro
Yes.
and a fake mustache. Did Bob Ross have a mustache?
Mustaches.
I don't fucking know. Do geese have mustaches?
This is your world, Dom.
Is a potato a root vegetable?
Is
No.
mayonnaise an instrument?
Yes.
Actually, no. I want to disguise myself as Jean Charlotte, not Bob Ross. please.
Jean Charlotte. Okay, right. Well, fair enough. With our party disguised, Bill as a bodyguard, Finn as himself, Horny as a kobold but naked, and of course, Star Wars is currently disguised as a kobold with a very obvious fake mustache and large afro. Which, if anybody asks, presumably you will say is because you're incognito.
Cognitus.
Incognitus, of course, yes. Right. So, is there anything else you guys want from camp before you set out?
No. Onwards.
Onwards, right, very well then. Let's transfer over to the map. Now, you guys all have control over the party token. Now, you need to get to Bastion. If you go across the river crossing, you will have to pay a toll to get across. You do have enough gold to pay it. Yeah, go on.
Can't see a map.
Oh, whoops, that's because I didn't move you, I just moved me. I count. There we go. Right.
How do we need to get to?
You need to get to Bastion. That is where Lord Gratham is supposed to be. Boom, done. Nice and easy. All right. Well, I'll say as you set out and make your way across the land, you can find that the obvious devastation from the Orcish Khanate is pretty present almost immediately as soon as you get out of Hammerfall. There's, large swathes of farmland have just been completely trodden over by what is quite clearly a large amount of wolves. There's also occasional incredibly massive footprints that you presume come from the Khan himself. And it's just general devastation kind of as far as you can see. You're able to quite easily, however, join up with more refugees on the same road as you, heading towards Bastion. Now, when you arrive at the bridge, the river crossing maintained by and on behalf of the Neutral League of Neutrality, you join a very, very large queue. Now, all of these people in the queue appear to be kind of peasants and, of course, people not at all on the same level as King Finn. So you can choose to wait in the queue if you'd like, or you can try and skip it, or whatever you want to do here.
Are there many other people trying to skip the queue?
I'll say that most of the other people appear to be peasants who are just kind of accepting their fate in the queue.
Would we be able to work out whether or not us being up against obviously the good League of Good?
Yeah.
Would they be likely to challenge us from pushing, or are they too good to want to have that kind of conflict?
Well, this is the Neutral League of Neutrality.
Oh, it's neutral.
Right
of
now.
course it is. Bollocks.
Yeah.
Never mind.
What if we try and persuade people out of our way?
You can attempt to convince the person in front of you to let you pass. I would need a persuasion or an intimidation check, kind of depending on which way you want to go with it.
Can I try and convince some of them to join our group?
You want more people to join?
Yeah.
Your okay, yeah. Tell you what. In front of you is what appears to be a caravan full of probably about 20 or so farmers, all kind of crammed into the back of a hay caravan. So, do you want to try and convince them to join you then? I'm going to need to hear it.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna go in with the. Well, I'm king of the kobolds, and things are going really well for them now. I know you don't see many of them not running for their lives, but it's all part of a plan to find a dragon.
One of the farmers kind of looks at you and goes, "How are you, King of the Kobolds?
I won an election.
You don't look like a kobold.
Well, it was very.
Are you a kobold?"
Horny would like to throw himself at Finn's feet in a bowing position, and muttering, "My lord, how can we be of service? Are you being harassed by this man?" And like trying to look quite subservient in a way to try and convince them.
Okay, can you roll me a performance, I guess?
Oh, performance.
Yes. How convincing is your grovelling? So you throw yourself at the feet of King Finn, asking how best you can serve him. However, unfortunately, you kind of just, it's like the most corny thing imaginable, you know? And they're like, yeah, but you came with him.
Your face is right on the ground and you're just muffled. No one can hear you.
He's also probably got quite a very interesting view of naked Horny in a prostrate position. He can probably see my breakfast.
You just show your asshole to all of these farmers, and they all look quite thoroughly uncomfortable.
Oh dear.
I'm going to step up behind Finn and go, "He win because I vote for him." Sort of gently tap his maul in his hand.
Can you roll me intimidation, please?
Yes, I can.
Oof. All right, okay. Simply stepping up behind the kobold anus, and with a gentle tap of your maul as you remind people that you, of course, voted for this king. You see all of the peasants look thoroughly uncomfortable, and one of them kind of mutters like, okay. What would you ask of us then, my lord?"
Well, I was just gonna see if maybe rather than waiting in the queue, you'd like to pop up to my hill and seek refuge there.
Isn't the hill full of orcs?
No,
I don't know. It's not my primary residence. I have other properties.
Oh. You're saying we could just go to the hill and live there?
Yeah.
We don't have to pay you taxes or nothing.
No, you've just got to just keep an eye on if there are any orcs coming through, and if there are, hide.
Just hide from orcs. That's all we have to do, and we get to live on your land.
Yeah, and if you feel like it, just do some farming and just make sure there's food for anyone else who turns up. You know, it's...
You see the villagers kind of all hurriedly turn and form a circle on their caravan, and just you hear muttering amongst themselves of like, "Oh, that's a pretty good deal." Yeah, okay.
Yeah, and just spread the word further down the front of the queue.
Yeah, any amount of us.
As many as you can fit. Yeah, go for it.
Again, they turn and start chatting amongst themselves. You hear words being thrown out like reasonable taxation and proportional representation. Until eventually one of them turns around and goes, "All right, we're in." Yeah. Yeah, okay. All right. Okay, right. And they kind of hurriedly assemble into their caravan and start riding it up the queue, informing people of this amazing offer. And they all kind of split off and go and spread. And after about half an hour to an hour or so, it seems like most of the queue is now queuing the other way and getting itself, heading all the way towards Finn's Hill. So with that, I'll say you're able to skip pretty much 90% of the queue. There's a couple of diehards who hang on, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna swear to no king. I'm off to join the good league of good." But it's kind of the vast minority.
Horny would like to make a mental note of those traitors.
All right. As you walk past, you can scroll on a piece of parchment the names of anybody who stays behind.
Nope, mental note. Don't have any
Mental
paper.
note,
I have no pockets. I have nowhere to put that.
Of course you don't. Yeah.
Bill's gonna whip out a notebook from nowhere and the biggest pencil you've ever seen.
Can Bill write? Can you roll me an intelligence save or an intelligence check? Just roll me plain intelligence.
Ooh.
Oh shit! Yeah, fair play. So Bill pulls out a quite good condition, moleskin tome that he's he's gotten from somewhere, and a pencil that resembles a small sapling, and begins scrawling something in his book. To anybody else reading it, it looks like gibberish, but of course to Bill, it's his well-known shorthand. That's what he calls it, because all the people who write in it, he likes to shorten their fingers or something. I don't fucking know. And eventually, you're able to kind of get to the front of the queue, and you are stood in front of the rather magnificent bridge over the river. Now, stood in front of the bridge appears to be a man in a brown robe with a rather pathetic-looking moustache, who looks up as your party arrives and just kind of says, "Name?"
Sir King Finn the Small, King of Finn's Hill, and I'm here on a diplomatic mission because I now have a refugee problem.
The man is going to look at you and kind of squint his eyes, and then he's going to spot the crown on your head and just make a note and note something down in his page, and then he turns to another page and starts reading off of a script. "Greetings, my lord. The Neutral League of Neutrality thanks you for your patronage. We invite you to cross the river crossing free of charge, and should you wish for any additional refreshments, please consult your nearest Neutral League of Neutrality representative, and they will be pleased to serve you." And then he kind of turns back to the page he was on, and makes a rather pathetic gesture with his hand as he just points towards the bridge and goes, "You may go."
Thank you. Have a mediocre day.
"Thank you. You too." And you're allowed onto the bridge. Now, it's a rather spectacular bridge. As you're crossing, you notice that there are numerous stalls set up on the side that seem to be offering various kind of souvenirs. You see a number of tunics that seem to be emblazoned with "I crossed the river crossing maintained by and on behalf of the Neutral League of Neutrality, and all I obtained was this tunic." As well as photo opportunities. However, they just seem to be scenic spots with rather tired-looking painters, absolutely covered in paint as they're desperately trying to speed paint people. Along with numerous advertisements for substances like water and sustenance. And, of course, magic dotted around the place. Eventually, however, you make your way to the other side. Go on.
Good crop when it's advertised as sustenance.
Yeah, this is how the Neutral League of Neutrality works. It's
Is it
unchecked
beige?
capitalism crossed with bland.
Beige food.
Delicious.
Oh, the best. Mate, if it's a choice of beige or grey food, I'm taking beige. So
Oh, 100%.
yeah, it's the better flavour.
On the subject of food, Turkey Twizzlers are back. Non-sponsor. Yep. Iceland.
Weren't they full of, I don't know, cancer or something?
No, Jamie Oliver just didn't like them because he hates
Delicious cancer, however.
Dan, didn't we establish that day you've never actually had one?
Pardon?
Didn't we establish that day you've never had one?
I mean, I know the record of it just because I haven't tasted it myself. I've
So wait,
seen
you
the
think
hype.
they're delicious even though you've never had one?
I've never had one, but
Well, I mean,
millions of people can't be wrong.
I don't know, they could be.
They were
America,
alright.
looking at
Well,
you.
I mean, they weren't wrong, but now they're all dead. So
True.
I've never had one either, so I have no idea. So
I'm definitely going to buy some tomorrow.
I mean, probably yes.
I will feed it back to you guys.
Thanks, man. I do appreciate that.
Check my
Anyway.
blog.
So, upon making it to the other side of the bridge, you can see it's rather a clear shot to Bastion, which appears to be on kind of top of a precipice looking over the river. You notice that almost immediately upon getting onto the other side of the river, the land looks healthier, people are smiling, there's a lot more greenery in the air. It's really quite sickening, to be honest. You also notice that there are regular patrols of soldiers in matching glistening white armor.
living
and-
soldiers.
Sorry?
Bill's going to wander behind the nearest bush
Yep.
and take a very large dump.
All right, and as you do, shortly after doing so, a man in a pure white robe kind of steps up behind you and says, "All well, sir," as he offers out what appears to be bog roll to you.
Bill's going to pick up the entire man and wipe his arse out with it.
Yep. Give me a strength check. Or athletics, whatever it is, strength. Okay,
I
15.
I actually roll much higher on athletics.
Oh, you do roll much higher on athletics. All right, fair enough. So you grab the man as there's this briefest moment where you just hear, and he definitely is trying to fight back, but you wipe your whole arse crack with him. And to be honest with you, this is probably the cleanest your arse has been in a while. As you place him down, his pure white frock is not pure white anymore, we'll say. I'm not going into any more detail than that. And the man appears to have shit in his moustache.
Oh no!
At which point he kind of staggers back and just goes, "Yep."
Bill's going to hold his hand up next to his head and just kind of wriggle his fingers and wave.
The man kind of staggers back and goes, "Very good, sir," and just falls over. You've probably traumatized that man.
Oh, look here.
So as you continue to make your way up the path, kind of progressively, the further in you're getting, kind of the nicer the road is getting. It's gone from being kind of, this loose amalgamation of mud as it was in the Evil League. Thank you, whoever's moving the token. To now it's kind of like these lovely pure white flagstone pieces. It's become very well maintained. There's regular lanterns. There's bins every 20 meters. Like, it's become very well maintained. There's lots of happy people frolicking in the forests. Upon which you eventually make your way to the top of the precipice to the keep known as Bastion.
Ooh.
There it is before you. You have no idea how hard it is to find a nice looking castle that isn't just fucking Disney World.
Right. Yeah.
So you arrive at the city of Bastion. You are again greeted by figures in white robes. One of them comes up to you and goes, "Welcome to the Good League of Good. Welcome to the city of Bastion. I understand one of you is the king of the kobolds, come here to discuss the refugee crisis. Is that right?" As they kind of look amongst your group.
Can the goose just kind of like kick the little mouse boy out in front?
The figure, of course, bows very lowly to you, King Finn, and goes, "Ah, King Finn the Small, what can we do for you?"
Well, it's just the orcs made us not, and they double crossed us. We thought they were just going to peacefully pass through, but it turns out it is what it is. An orc's gonna orc, and now all of the people in the middle are sort of, well, they were waiting in your queue, and now they're waiting in a queue for me, and I've run out of space, I imagine, having not been there for a while. But I'm sure there's not that much space in a big hill.
Right, okay then. Well, I personally can't help you, but I can direct you to the right people.
I was told there was
Yes.
Fucking what's his name? Bollocks.
Does anybody remember it?
It was Lord. I didn't write it down. I wish I had written it down.
I can tell you, it's Lord Gratham.
Gratham. That was it.
I thought it was Lord Griffin.
Close enough. Go on. Yep.
Well, I was told that Lord Grantham might be able to help, because I've heard that he might have had dealings with this sort of thing in an encounter with the Evil League of Evil. Obviously, you would be our primary choice for somewhere to go, because obviously those guys are evil and you are not.
That is true. Now, I'm not familiar with a Lord Gratham, but I do know a Lady Gratham. She might be able to help you. Would you like me to take you to her estate?
Yes.
So the lady in the frock kind of guides you through the city, and to call it an estate would be very generous. It's more like kind of a rather large house with a gate out the front, where she arrives. Again, gives you a very low bow, gives quite a wide berth to Bill, and melds back into the crowd. And after a little while, a manservant eventually comes out to inquire as to who you are. You inform him that you're here to see Lady Gratham. He then returns into the house briefly, upon which the gates open and you're welcomed into the Gratham estate. I don't have good art for this because it keeps breaking. I'm trying to do it and it's not working, so we're going to skip that bit. And you're going to keep looking at a city for a bit.
It is a pretty city, though.
Is
We'll go with that. Yeah, this is intentional. So you're eventually introduced to one Lady Gratham,
Ooh.
who kind of steps down and comes before you and goes, "And what would the Lord of the Kobolds want with little old me?"
Your brother. I was actually looking for him, but
Yes.
you also come highly recommended because of your surname.
At which point she kind of nervously looks around and then announces for all of her manservants to leave us. Once everybody has kind of shuffled out of the building, she quite aggressively gestures for all of them to just leave the whole building. She turns, looks all of you up and down, and then says, "You're from the Evil League, aren't you?"
No, I really am a king.
It's true.
You come here to discuss the refugee crisis. You immediately ask for me.
No,
A
no,
lady
I immediately
who-
asked for your brother. They
You asked for
suggested
my brother immediately, and they
Yeah.
took you to me. You are definitely from the Evil League. That's exactly what I want. I need you to help me find my brother.
Is she lying?
Do you want to make a insight check?
Yes.
Oof. Okay, with that insight, she seems to be sincere, but you're certain there is stuff she is definitely not telling you right now.
Okay.
I
No, I don't.
I think that my brother has been captured or has been found out. I've not heard from him for a while. He went to one of the cathedrals. I don't know what he was doing. Something for your league, and he's not come back.
Hmm.
Look, I'm done with the Good League of Good. I want to return to the Evil League as well. I'm sick of these people. They're so boring. I just need you to help me find my brother, and we can escape together, yes?
Look at
Yep.
Finn and Horny and pull out the oversized ice cream scoop and like sort of gesture at her with a questioning face.
All right, Bill pulls out the human skull-sized ice cream scoop and kind of looks at the rest of the party with that kind of...
Look at the party and kind of wave it in her direction, like questioningly, like,
Not wrong gender. I mean, that's the last resort. Probably, we probably wouldn't want to hurt her brother. Oh, I really hope she still lets us find him. Does she know anything about what happened with all of the spies? Sort of being rounded up and found and killed and murdered and stuff?
The rumor is that they managed to... I don't know. They had their own spies within the Evil League. And with that, they were able to get their hands on a list of all the spies. It's only a matter of time before my brother gets found out. And if he gets found out, I'm going to get found out too, almost certain. We've not exactly been subtle.
Okay, well, what we can do, if you hang about with us, and then you show us around, and we'll pretend that we're trying to figure out what to do by all the refugees that I just got frustrated waiting in the queue. Bunch of refugees to my place. They're all probably dead by now. Bloody fucking orcs. And then we can just sort of mosey on about, pretending, and then we'll stumble across him.
Sorry, what did you say, Sam?
Finn's growing up so fast.
He is. He's learning things.
This is what happens when you have power. I mean, like, if you look at any position of power, they always look haggard after like 4 years.
Yeah, I'm just going to change Finn's age to like 35.
Brackets emotional age.
Yeah, at the end of his first term, yes.
Yeah.
Right. So you offer to, bring her into your group, and you can have some cover for moving around. And she tells you, like, look, I know where he last went. Okay, he last went to one of the churches, to one of the cathedrals, whatever you call it here. I don't know what's going on. Everything's been changing within the Good League. Like, I don't know. It was a couple of weeks ago. Like, all of a sudden, everybody was talking about how the prophecy had been broken, and then a few weeks ago again, like, all of a sudden the prophecy was fulfilled again. It's destiny. It was all over the shop. I don't know what's going. They're getting very, very kind of, well, they're becoming zealots, really, and I don't get it. Granted, I've not been to church.
It's like getting some really easy to what it sounds like. Lucky.
Well, that's it. They're talking about how the evil League of Evil is done now that the prophecy has been proven true. But I don't know any more than that, I'm afraid. Again, I don't go to the church.
Is there sort of just a room where they keep all these prophecies unlocked and unguarded? Because that would be super confusing.
Yes,
I mean,
yes, it would.
We could attend a sermon. There's not really an easy way to just, let's see all the prophecies. We'd probably have to go to a sermon.
Let's go to a sermon.
Do you want to go to a sermon?
Are they a bit brainwashy? I've heard zealots are a bit brainwashy.
Well, I don't know. I've not been.
Horny offers to go to a sermon.
Okay, take Bill with you. He's thick as shit. He won't get brainwashed.
Or he might get brainwashed very easily.
Horny and the woman to the sermon, because that can only end well. And then the other three of us can go find the other one.
Yeah. Horny
All
can
right.
always fly away, worst case scenario.
At least the goose will always be fine because he can fuck off and leave us.
All right. So who is going where then? Let me just get this clear. So Horny and Bill are going to go to a sermon with Lady Graffin.
No. Horny and Lady Grantham are going to go to a sermon together.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
The rest of us will go.
That can only end well.
Yep.
And the rest of us can just go wandering about looking for brother.
Okay.
Just gonna keep her screen so I can remember.
Or what if we went? What if they go to a sermon at the cathedral where he disappeared, so we can all be in the same building doing different things?
Option is yours. I'll say Lady Gratham does tell you, like, oh no, we don't have to go to a church for a sermon. There are kind of corner preachers kind of everywhere. Honestly, there's probably one right outside my house. Well, maybe around a corner.
But Bill's going to go shit on a street corner and listen.
All right, Bill's going to go and cause trouble.
There are sermons that it's like a 1-to-1 ratio of sermons to people listening.
I mean, maybe 1 to 2. I'm not going to tell you which way.
Bill,
2 preachers to 1.
He's going to hold up his hand. And,
Sorry?
Bill is going to hold up his hand and make everybody, like, both hands, and make everybody stop talking.
Yep.
Put his fingers up to make everybody wait. And then pull a sack out of his bag, and then walk out the gate. And I should probably ask the next bit in a different channel.
All right. Well, you got admin pull us down to another channel, I guess.
Oh.
I'm interested to know.
I am interested to know what
It can only go horribly wrong.
Yeah. The problem is that obviously Sam isn't quite as smart as his character, so anything that he chooses to do
Oh, he's
might
rolling
be.
athletics. That's not.
That's not a good sign. No, we're about to go to war.
Oh, he's rolling stealth. No. Bill's going to war. Don't have to.
Bill's rolling stealth poorly.
He'll come back into the channel like, oh guys, I've started a fight, come help me. And we go, oh. He's going to come back and be like, we need to leave now.
Yeah, you're not even wrong.
Bill walks back through the gate with a fairly full-looking sack on his shoulder, and he closes the gate behind him, and then just dumps a person out the sack.
Yes, Bill strolls back in very casually, empties this sack, which appears to contain a very confused-looking man in preacher's robes, clutching onto a book and looking very confused as he kind of falls on and goes, what can I do for you, children of the faith? He is quite clearly also quite scared.
Sorry, my guard got a little bit confused when I said I'd like to attend a sermon. He's lacking in the higher function. So he's brought you to me.
Can you roll me persuasion with advantage, please? All right, 16. You're good. These are some good rolls, guys. I'm liking it. So you kind of are able to successfully calm the preacher down, and he kind of realizes kind of what this is and stands back up again and seems to be getting quite excited. He's like, "Oh, would you like to hear a sermon then, or would you like to hear the word of the faith, the word of the day, a quick song? What is it you would like, my
Could you
lord?"
start with the word of the day and then work into some prophecies?
Work
Because
into some prophecies. Just
prophecies,
bit of a smattering. How familiar are you with the faith?
I only just sort of rocked up into town today, and I've got a refugee crisis, and I'm wondering if it can just be prophesized away.
Right. Well, prophecies are a bit more technical than that, but I'll be happy to give you. So the word of the day is good news, as the chosen one has, of course, returned to us. We feared.
Is it good news, everyone?
Yes, it is good news for everyone. The chosen one who we feared, felled, has in fact returned. He is, if anything, stronger than ever before and ready to vanquish evil. So, of course, with the rumors of his death being completely false, we are now, of course, in a position where, the prophecy is no longer in breach. The turmoil is come to an end. The potential religious schism has ended. So we're of course delighted, and of course the prophecy, right? Yes. So it was prophesied shortly after the formation of the Good League of Good and the Evil League of Evil, and of course the Neutral League of Neutrality. It was prophesied that there would come a champion from the Good League of Good who would put an end to the other two leagues and unite the whole world in good. And of course, the chosen one, he appeared before us a couple of years ago, and we've been readying ourselves for the great final war ever since. And a couple of weeks ago, it was rumored that he died, but of course that was nonsense. So the prophecy is still true. He can't be killed, it seems. So it's all good, Yes.
Oh no!
Is there anything else I can do for you?
Is the hero here in Bastion at the moment?
He is. Yes. Yes. He's at the Grand Cathedral actually.
Okay. Yeah. No. That'd be good. That's good. A good thing to be aware of. Just in case we wanted to pop in and say, hello, you're our hero.
Oh, actually, no. Now that you mention it, he's not at the Grand Cathedral, is he? No. There's some smaller church. There was a minor debacle. One of the lords. I believe he's there, sorting the whole thing out. He's a really lovely guy. So I think he's just trying to, get everything straight.
Okay, what happened to what's this lord been up to? If it calls for such a hero rather than
the rumors are a bit confused, but they say he was a member of the Evil League. So as your lordship can understand, not a great look for us.
Do you not have like alignment magic floating about the place to stop that sort of thing happening?
It's quite well. I am but a humble preacher, and but the zones of truth are reserved. It's quite consuming to conjure these things and to maintain the magics and well, the evil league being evil, they've gotten, they're very cunning at hiding their true nature, you see, because what if they believe they are the good guys? I don't know how that would work, but yes.
Just for someone who is
Yes.
quite young and has lived among kobolds for many hours, what would
Yes.
a zone of truth be?
Oh, you don't know, right? So certain followers, I myself, enough, unfortunately, can conjure zones that anybody who's within is forced to only speak the truth. They cannot lie while under one of these things.
That sounds like it would be quite a bad thing if someone was a spy, wouldn't it? Yeah, that would be.
Oh yes, spies are caught almost instantly if they go in one of those. It is a shame we can't put everybody under a zone of truth. I dare say society would be a lot better.
I mean, are the telltale signs only having to tell the truth, or is there like a shimmer or?
Oh, have you? Oh, yeah. They're quite obvious, I'll say.
But I suppose it would look quite
yes.
obvious if you walked into a room, saw one, and went, "Oh no," and fucked off. I'm sorry, I've been around kobolds. They're quite coarse in their
yes,
language.
your language. Yes, I am a man of the cloth. But yes, I suppose. But of course, here in the Good League of Good, we do not judge somebody for their omissions. It is their actions which define a man.
Bill's lucky that you don't define people.
Yes, he is.
Is he the rather
Yes, he's
Smelly
the fat
one.
kobold.
Yes, he's not. He's not. That's a kobold. My God.
I mean, he's
Adopted.
he might
I have
be a
been
baby
severely
dragon.
misled.
We're not really sure.
Adopted kobold.
So with that, the preacher kind of shuffles about awkwardly and is like, "Is that all, my son? You see, I don't want to lose my spot. It's quite a hot spot, and Davis is going to come and take it from me. I just know it if I'm away for too long. Is there anything else?"
Oh no. And if Davis is taking your spot, just tell him
Yes.
we're asking for him, but we're at the other side of the city.
Oh, I couldn't do that. You're here.
Yeah, but we're going over
Going
there.
there.
You're going to the and you
We're
want
going
to speak
the other
to
side.
Davis.
Yeah, and we would like to speak to him. If you could just send him over when you see him.
When I next see, right, very well. I suppose I can. Yes, okay. Well, with that, my lord, I wish you well, and let me know if there's anything else a humble servant can do for you. With that, he gives another very low bow and leaves the estate. Lady Grantham then kind of sweeps in and stares at all of you and says, "My brother is in a zone of truth. We need to go there immediately."
Yeah, but we
Yes.
also need to not be in them. I've just learned about these things, and they do not sound like good spy things.
Well,
They're quite small. You can only really put 1 or 2 people in them at a time, and they reserve them for the most exceptional of uses. All we have to do is get close enough to get my brother out. Have you got one of those bloody rocks?
Horny removes his hat. And then
Oh,
puts it on again.
excellent. All we have to do is get close enough to him and use that, and we can just escape. Nobody needs to die.
But we have to be near the portal.
Well, yes, but he's in a church. The churches are the portal network.
Excellent. Also,
It turns out we did not know a lot about this.
we only have to
Yep.
just not talk whilst we're in the portals. That's the thing.
Yeah, if you don't talk in the zone of truth, you won't tell the truth, but you won't lie. So that's how we usually got out of it. Creative language. I'm not aware of that kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yes.
I do have one problem. If
Yep.
this hero's who I think he's going to recognise me, but not as King of the Kobolds, as maybe one of the people who might have killed him a little bit. Because I definitely hit
What
him.
do you mean?
Well, what I did was I smacked him in the willy a lot.
What?
You heard.
You smacked Sir Killian in the dick.
Well, I say smack. I tried to hit him
what
in
was
the
his
shin,
name?
and then I was hacking at his face.
The champion they're always talking about. It's Sir Killian, yes.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, oh mate,
Wait.
like to call him Sir Shitcan.
Can you spell that?
CILL. I don't know.
Oh, in which case we're fine. Because we knew a Sir Gillian.
Oh, is it? Okay, I don't know. I've never seen it written down.
Do we know if she's just mispronouncing it or if this is a new person with a conveniently close name like
Give me
his
an
brother?
insight check, I guess. She is 100% mispronouncing the name.
Okay. Shit. Oh, fucking hell.
Wait, can Bill remember what happened in that fight?
Yes.
Such an odd conundrum. Can my character remember, or is he so stupid?
I don't know why he can.
Back in a minute, guys. Won't be long.
I don't think Bill remembers who Gideon is, so he's unfazed.
All right.
I was trying to remember if I did anything nasty to him, but I can't actually remember if I did.
I can tell you did.
Wait, didn't I kill him?
Maybe. I think the finishing blow actually went to Ed's character.
Yeah. No, I did hit him over the head a few times, I think. Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I definitely got some good licks in on that dick. I mean, shots, not licks.
Yeah, licks is an interesting choice of words. All right, we'll wait for Dan to come back.
Oh, is he gone? I'm going to get a beer.
Yeah, go for it now. I'm just gonna throw down some characters.
For some reason, Finn being a king now makes him a lot more fun to play.
Good.
I'm back.
Welcome back. Sam is just grabbing a drink.
Nice. Do we have time to explore the city at all?
I'll say you can try to. However, Lady Gratham is going to be aggressively pushing for us to go to the church immediately.
Horny is just looking for hats.
Looking for hats. All right. I tell you what. While Sam is away, assuming nobody has any other secret plans, you're heading towards the church.
Yeah, we'll just ask her to swing by a marketplace.
Well, on the way there, I'll say you do go through a marketplace. Are you looking for anything in particular, Horny the Hatted?
A hat,
Sir
but when you look
Horny
at
the
it,
Hatted.
you look at the person wearing it and go, "That's a powerful man right there."
Give me a perception roll.
Mm-hmm.
And it would help if I had the right tab open. Boop. So with a 10, you do see what appears to be quite an impressive selection of hats. One in particular catches your eye because it's got a really, it's kind of a tricorn hat with a very large feather on it.
Does it have
Excellent.
like a good League of Good insignia on it? So that we would
It
blend in
does,
better?
yes. It has a rather large insignia with glog on it. So
I would like to.
I just ate a giant chocolate button flavoured with geraniums. Disgusting.
geraniums,
Yeah.
gross.
What's wrong with you?
Why? Either way, yes, Dan.
I would like to try and take the hat without being noticed.
All
'Cause I
right, I'm
have
going to
no money.
need a sleight of hand.
No.
I will say, actually, you do have the leftover money that you were supposed to use to go across the river crossing.
Horny does not, because he has no pocket.
Horny has no pockets. All right, give me a sleight of hand roll. Ooh, a 15. Give me a moment. I just have to roll it
Wait.
quick.
What did I miss?
Horny's stealing a hat. Yeah.
Oh, right, fine. I was like,
Okay,
what?
so the shopkeeper doesn't notice you, so you're able to stroll past the shop and kind of expertly knock the hat into just the right position that it lands on your head, and you just carry on walking.
Excellent. So I'm now wearing that over the other hat. That I'm wearing.
Over the other hat, yes,
Over
exactly.
the stone.
Over
Yeah.
the stone, yes.
And the rest of your inventory.
Yes.
What inventory?
Honestly, that is my inventory.
All right, so eventually, after kind of winding your way through the streets, you emerge to what appears to be quite an impressive church. Now, the doors to the church are flung completely wide open. You can hear what sounds like chanting from the inside, and Lady Gratham charges on up ahead, right up to the door, and starts peering inside. And I'm going to move you onto the right screen. Bajang.
Ooh.
Have you all got vision? Can you all move your tokens? You're right down on the bottom,
I
so
can
just...
see the entire map.
Yep, that's fine.
Just checking.
Giving up with that light bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I haven't seen Finn move yet.
I can move, yeah.
Okay, good. The grid is ever so slightly off because the creator of this map is a cunt.
Afterwards, I'll tell you how to fix that. Sam taught me.
Probably.
It's amazing.
Oh, cool. Okay,
None
right.
of these symbols are a crown.
Okay, so you arrive at the chapel, and before you, you can see what appears to be a man in full plate armor with a man kneeling in front of him. The man is what appears to be a golden dome over the top of him, with golden chains coming out from the ground and attaching to various parts of his body. He does not at all appear to be able to move.
Let's just burn it down.
Do they look like physical chains or are they like magical chains?
They are definitely magical chains.
Mm-hmm.
Burn the witch.
Are they like conjured by magic or are they like physical enchanted?
They look like they're just made of solid gold light, so
Excellent.
you're pretty confident these are just pure magic.
How big are the windows?
How strong are those doors?
So the doors are wide open. This is public for anyone to see. There are a couple of other people milling about, but nobody's really paying too much heed to this. There are a couple of soldiers inside, but it appears to be this is kind of the end of an interrogation going on.
How big are the windows?
Not particularly big. I'd say you would struggle to fit through one.
Ideal.
Finn could
Maybe,
definitely fit
yeah.
through one.
How tall are the windows? Is the building even? Like, how high
I'd say the
is it?
building is it's a church, so we'll probably say like I don't know, 30 feet high maybe, with a spire at one end.
Excellent. And the inside is got. There's no like second story or anything. Is it like just?
There's no second story. It's all hollow on the inside. It's just quite a elevated ceiling.
With the stone, does everyone we're trying to teleport have to be touching?
You have to be within 10 yards.
10 yards.
10
30
feet, 10 yards, whatever. I don't know.
That mean we could accidentally teleport some good guys with us to get killed by waiting army of eviling of evil.
You potentially could. However, generally, the way these stones work,
Is it
Horny
like
is going to inform you because he's very, very knowledgeable. You generally have control over who is coming with you.
Ah.
Yeah. So, how do you want to approach this? Do you want to go in guns blazing? Or are you feeling more the stealthy approach? Or diplomatic? I don't know what you want to do.
Bill has an idea.
Well, he gets them once a year, so...
How much
Floor
does
is
he
Bill's.
lose in HP for psychic damage?
Yeah, everybody
did
takes 1d10 of psychic damage for Bill having an idea. Bill, please proceed.
Can I have a can I claim a mechanic where Bill's allowed one good idea each second?
I mean, you did already kidnap a preacher, but yeah, go for it.
Like a
Wasn't
fake
What,
it?
what have you got?
That was very nearly a very bad idea.
Oh, that super really could have not gone. Yeah.
But yeah, that intimidation check saved my ass.
It did a little bit, yeah.
Also, that's surprisingly logical for Bill. We need to go somewhere. Why go there when we can bring them here?
You got to hand it to him. It's pretty accurate, yeah.
Yeah.
He's got 10 wisdom. He's just got no intelligence. No, so Bill is going to have I think Bill might have something embedded in his brain, and just occasionally it wiggles a little bit, and his intelligence jumps, and he's like, So
he's got like a worm. He's got a parasite that's
I was going to say,
smart.
is it his own finger that's just up his nose and occasionally he scratches?
No, it's the bit of wood that he shoved up his own nose. When he
I'm very curious about this plan. Then go on, let's hear it.
Bill is going to, for reasons unknown, apparently learn to talk properly for 2 minutes,
Mhm.
and suggest that He throws the goose onto the roof. Finn sneaks in through the window. Lady Grantham goes in the front and distracts everybody, and Horny tries to sneak in. Oh, wait, Horny will fit through the window too, won't he? Because he's quite small.
Yeah, I'll say he probably could. Yeah.
So
he'll have to
Horny
breathe in, but
Horny and Finn go through the windows. The goose goes on the roof and just smashes his way through the roof, and Bill just hides behind the door, and the lady goes in and distracts them. And when we're all ready, we just fuck the shit up. But we'll have them nicely surrounded.
okay. I'm gonna just throw out this reminder: you are in the middle of Bastion. It's a good league of good city. Just keep that in mind. But
So all we really need to
is
do
that
is
what you want to do?
get close to him and just smash the stone on the ground and leave. And maybe take their hero with us.
Yeah, no, that was my thinking too. Bill might just bear hug him.
Mhm.
I mean, there's only 4 of them, and the hero who we don't actually need to kill, because we want to bring him with us. So, if we can get one each and relatively quickly,
Mhm.
that just means we can all get into combat quite quickly rather than having to file through the doors. Immediately become obvious we're there for no good reason. Sort of.
Could we cause some kind of distraction, or like claim some kind of distraction? Like walk in there and start screaming that the evil league is attacking.
Why don't we start a fire next door?
That worked too.
Now you're thinking like evil people.
Or 2 doors down. Yeah, start a fire like around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Bill didn't have that idea, because Bill's had his good idea for the day.
Yeah. Who has the ability to start a fire?
I have a tinderbox.
There
Do
we
it.
go then. Yeah. You can start a fire.
Is this a building here? I'm just sort of guessing it is because
Where are you? Sorry.
bottom left.
Bottom left. So that is, there is a small building that appears to be kind of, I don't know, like a groundskeeper's house or something like that. There doesn't appear to be anybody in it at the moment, but
That is a shame.
Just go like down the street and go into an alleyway somewhere and just start a fire at that kind of big house. That'll be fine. As long as it draws like the nearest guards away from here.
But I think it would have to be close to these guys are the closest guards. So they'll have to be the ones who deal with it, rather than... Because somewhere else there might be people closer to deal with it.
We don't need to get rid of them, though. We just want to make sure we don't want any more people to roll up, do we? Like, we can take these noobs.
Yeah, cool. I'll just set fire to something. You know that marketplace we walked through?
Yep.
I'm just going to go set fire to that.
Okay, so what the plan is for Finn to go and start a fire elsewhere to... Now, is the plan to be close enough to draw these guys, or do you just want to draw everybody else away?
Everybody else away.
Everybody else away.
Once the fire started, Horny would like to run in there and start shouting about the fire, and with the hopes that because he's wearing a hat with the Good League of Good symbol on it, it will look it will be relatively like, oh, this makes sense. This person is one of us.
And he is disguised as a kobold, so he's a kobold wearing a Good League of Good hat. So.
Exactly.
Okay. Is that the plan then? You start a fire, you're going to run in and shout about the fire or something then?
Yeah. So if...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll run back up with... Oh, no, wait. Because this guy knows.
Nope. Okay, so, right. Finn, if you're going to go and start a fire, I'll say... Now, being that you are royalty and wearing a crown, stealth is just not really an option for you, as you try and find somewhere discreet that you can start a fire. Regrettably, you seem to be drawing quite a lot of attention to yourself, and even when you find a quite convenient nearby kind of barn that appears to be full of dry straw, it's perfect, there's still quite a lot of people looking at you. So there's no way whatsoever you subtle right.
I'm just gonna say that, like, there are kobold refugees on their way here, and they'll only come somewhere that there is fire because they think it's a dragon.
Right. Okay.
So I'm doing it to help my.
Who are you telling this to?
Anyone who's watching.
Are you just announcing this publicly that as King of the Kobolds, you will light a fire to
summon the kobolds home?
All right, fuck it. Give me a persuasion check with fuck it. You can have advantage because that does kind of make sense. A 16. Okay, so most of the group appear to kind of like nod sagely, like, "Oh yes, this is a known thing about kobolds." A couple of people appear suspicious, but the vast majority of the group, of the, spectators, is on your side, and one of them even offers to come up and help you start the fire.
I say
We didn't
thank
start
you,
the
and then
fire.
I say that Lady Grantham is waiting for me, so they just hop along and go see what she wants.
All right. As you leave, a couple of them start preparing a relatively safe area for them to start a beacon fire. And by the time you reunite with the party, there's a bit of a smoke plume coming up from a couple of streets down.
Did they realise that it was next to an empty straw shed or a full straw shed?
Well, they took the time to distance it away from the straw shed, but it's quite smoky. So there's a beacon column. That's what they're going for.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. So now I believe Horny, you're going to run in and try and pull these guys away.
Correct.
All right, go for it then.
The rest of the party don't stand in the way.
Yeah, do you guys want to hide out the way, or Finn's going around the corner?
Bill is hiding in the trees.
Bill is pretending to be a tree.
I'm just imagining the goose is looking.
What
the wrong
about
way.
Lady Grantham?
She can hide if you tell her to, or she'll come.
I'm gonna
I'll just beckon her over to me. Come over here.
tell her to hide because I feel like she might be suspicious with her husband in that circle.
Yeah.
Bill's
I
going to
thought
pretend
it
to be
was her
asleep.
brother.
Horny, before he goes in there, he's gonna walk over to Bill,
Yeah.
and get really, really close to his armpit, give it a good old sniff. And
Can you roll me a
as he
Constitution saving throw?
I will do that. Yeah, that's fine.
Okay. This stench would probably kill lesser men, but you're a little used to it, having travelled a couple of days
Excellent.
now. So.
And I like the idea that it's made my eyes watery.
Oh, 100%. Yeah.
Excellent. So I look like I've been fearful and crying.
Yep.
I could
Hopefully,
just give you a good old frightful honk.
I'll blast a honk right in your face.
I don't want to die. God.
Yep.
I storm in, screaming at the top of my lungs.
Yep.
Help! You've got to help! There's a fire! Help! Help! It's everywhere! People are in danger!
All right, roll me a persuasion at advantage or performance, your choice, both at advantage.
Ooh. Persuasion or performance. It
Are
literally
they
makes
the same for you?
no difference.
Oh!
What a time.
All right. Without a moment's hesitation, all of the guards kind of turn, look at you, and they immediately turn and look at the heavily armored figure. And you can just see as he slowly turns his head, looks at them, looks at you, and he just nods. And all four of these guys immediately file out to go and investigate the fire. Can I get a stealth roll from Bill, please?
No, Bill's not trying to stealth. He's just asleep against a tree.
Oh, he's just asleep against a tree. All right.
As-
Just a moment.
As they run out, can I follow them as though I'm
Yep.
going to show them, and I'm going to point them in the direction of where the fire is,
Yep.
and then bend over like I'm trying to catch my breath and say, "You go on ahead."
All right then. So
that it's less suspicious as to why that I just waited in there.
yeah, okay, that's fair. All of these guys, they file off. They don't even notice Bill is there, because they roll like fucking shit, and they file off into the rest of town. So the only people left is Lord Grantham and the heavily armored figure in front of him.
Excellent.
So I'll say you've got some time before they realise that it's a beacon ceremonial fire to summon kobolds. So now is the time. Go, go, go.
Excellent. I'm going to go back in, and just say, "Thank you so much, sir," and try and get as close as I can whilst everyone else is doing the things that they need to do to kind of stealth in.
Okay, if you pause yourself, does everybody want to put themselves where they would be? I will say, Andy, as a goose, you can probably get through the windows as well.
Hell yeah.
So where are you going to be, Andy? Just out of
Don't forget, he's a rotund goose.
Yes, but the person who would have difficulty getting through them is you, and you are the size of a small car. So, well, not even a small car.
I could fit through that window. I just have to smash it open first.
Well, yeah, exactly. You'd have to make it more of a hole in the wall. Okay, right. You guys are all formed up. We have a groovy bot, so that's good.
Good now.
'Cause I haven't sorted out music because it just breaks Sam. So.
Yep.
All right. Can you move yourself forward 5 feet, please? That's you, and everybody can move forward 1 space.
Excellent.
So,
I'd also like
yeah.
to be like pretending I'm like forwarding over like obviously the hero and the chosen one and the prophet and all that kind of stuff.
I'm trying to
Yep.
sneak through the window.
Okay. If you're trying to get through the window, yeah, roll me stealth. Andy, can you roll me stealth as well?
Well,
I really wanted them just to roll honk.
maybe. Maybe.
I think if Andy fails, it makes.
Okay, it's a 12. Just a moment. I've accidentally broken character sheet I was trying to use. Whoops. Stop that. What are you doing? Stop it. Apparently he rolled like 112 on his perception, so I feel like he noticed you, but I also think that might not be right. So just
No,
a
that sounds
moment. I'm
legit.
trying
He's the hero of ages.
How have
Good
I done
reference.
this?
Good reference. Check his global modifier probably.
Yeah, there it is. Ooh, Jesus. Yeah, I accidentally put his hit points in the global modifier. Yeah,
There it is.
yeah, that would do it. I'll be honest with you.
So now we know his hit points are, guys.
It's
Well,
it's
do
lucky
you?
we weren't in
Yeah.
combat.
God, imagine.
Does a 507 hit?
Yep.
Yes.
Take 400 slashing damage from his dagger.
Oh
The
dear.
only thing to combat that would be Pizza Hut.
Okay, so yeah, there we go. You approach, and Andy, you can move forward 5 feet, so kind of put yourself in the wall. But as Bill steps through the doorway, the man in the armored suit simply snaps his head up and turns and immediately faces towards you. At which point, certain portions of his armor ignite, and I'm going to need you guys to roll initiative.
Appears to be more powerful than him.
That is fine. This went a lot better than expected.
Oh,
Fuck yeah!
I did not do very well.
Okay, has everybody
Neither
rolled?
did I.
I'll say Lady Grantham is hiding here. I believe that's everybody in order. Let me just set that to order. Bam.
Order,
All right then.
Order.
Is Lady
Bill
Grantham small
Irongut.
enough that she could just sort of be hanging onto the back of Bill so that she's not far away from us?
Don't worry, she will move in range as necessary. But yeah. So Bill, your turn.
Bill has a vague recollection of this set of armor or something similar.
Yep.
He's sure he's seen someone in armor he doesn't like in the past, which
Yep.
is enough for him, so he's going to rage.
All right then. So roll the d8. Let's see your wild surge result.
The table.
Yeah, there's the table. Thank you. It's a 7.
Ooh.
So shadows weave around a weapon of your choice, which I assume is small. Until your rage ends, your weapon deals psychic damage instead of its bludgeoning, slashing, or piercing, and it gains the light and thrown properties with a normal range of 20 feet. If you drop the weapon or throw it, the weapon dissipates and reappears in your hand at the end of your turn. So,
Do you even
what would
wield
you
a
like to
weapon?
do?
Yeah,
Yeah, he's got a maul. Yeah.
I have an
More.
oversized maul that does
I wondered
like,
if it was
Yeah.
just like your hands.
an obscene amount of damage that I can now throw.
Yes, you can. All right. What would you like to do?
Well, I mean, I was going to throw it, but I feel like I'm also the tank, so I should probably not just throw it and leave him to beat on everybody else.
You could throw it and then follow up by walking closer.
No, if I'm going to do that, I'd throw it. I got 2 attacks from raging, so
Ah.
it make more sense to throw it the second time and then it reappears in my hand at the end of my turn.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, okay. Yeah, double it. Yeah,
What are you gonna do?
Anyway, whatever. 1, 2, 3. I don't just get any closer because I reach.
All right then.
Because I'm a large creature.
Yep.
So I'll start with the to go on. And yeah, smash that twat with
All right. Let's see the attack roll.
some psychic damage.
It is psychic damage, yes, which will actually be important. So yeah. It might not. So your first swing of the maul goes completely wide. Are you reckless?
Isn't it given?
Okay. The first swing of your maul does hit, but it's not a great hit, I'll say. As the maul kind of impacts onto him, it feels wrong, and you realise that it's not actually impacting him, it appears to be impacting onto a sphere around him. However, as it hits, there's kind of black tendrils that snake in and are hitting him right in the forehead, which appears to be the psychic damage. Both of your hits hit, but it feels very unsatisfying to be impacting upon this weird bubble around him. But it does do. Those are 2 good hits. That's some good damage. Anything else on your turn?
I think so.
All right, because yeah, that's your action and your bonus action. So if that's your turn, all right, now it is his turn. So at which point he kind of draws his sword, which is a rather magnificent number covered in flames and dragons and lots of gold inlay in it, and he turns to the party and shouts, "You tread on sacred ground," and brings his sword down through Lord Gratham and cuts his head clean off.
We're not concerned about
that. He catches the head in one hand, and Horny, can you make me an athletics check, by the way?
Yes, I can do that. That is something that I'm not that bad at.
Yeah. He throws the head at you.
Can I try to catch it?
And you're able to catch it with that athletics. Otherwise, it was just going to hit you in the face. So you have successfully caught the head of Lord Gratham.
Brilliant. That's what we needed.
This to go.
we could literally leave now.
I mean, we can see how he does in the fight first. If we get a chance to kill him, we'll take him with it.
Yeah.
The knight then holds up his sword into the sky, and you can see as kind of what looks like fire is culminating around the blade, and you can hear a dark rumbling, a very, almost like thunder from directly outside the church as he repeats, "You tread on sacred ground." And that is his turn. It is now Horny, captain of the Small King's Guard. Your turn.
Excellent. I would like to fly. Am I able to drop the head into, like, Bill's pockets or
yep.
thing? Because he's big and I need my hands.
Yeah, I'll say you can drop the head onto it.
Excellent.
Yep.
So like in a way that it's stored almost like stored somewhere, like if I can drop it into his pocket.
I'll say Bill strikes me as the kind of guy who would have like a bucket just tied to his waist
that works
as a
for me.
pocket. It's usually used for snacks, but yes, you can drop the head in there.
Excellent. I proceed to fly.
I'll make sure that he doesn't eat it as a snack.
It's 50-50, yep.
So that I am 10 feet off the ground.
Okay.
Which means that I'm no longer treading on sacred ground. Just want to put that out there.
So it's good logic. I can't fault him on that.
And I'm going to fly forwards towards this boy, and I'm going to punch him. And I'm going to aim for like a throat punch. So like, aiming for the face.
Okay, roll me some attacks. Let's see them.
And I don't know if it's relevant, but I do have the whole key and how like punches, so they are treated as magical for the sake of resistance.
Okay. Oh, that's good. Okay, good to know. Yep.
Might not be relevant, but
Mm-hmm.
Boop. That's gonna miss.
Oof. So you come back with your first strike, and it just kind of bounces off of this barrier around him.
No probs. I will strike again.
Okay. Oof, and that unfortunately it does the same thing.
No probs. In which case, then I will. I will go for a flurry of blows and spend a key point.
All right, go for it. Let's see some
Go
extra
for
attacks.
another 2 punches.
Yep. Oh. So the first one hits. You're able to get a good strike. You're still striking this barrier around him, but you can feel it's a good impact, and the barrier kind of shakes beneath it. You then spin about with full momentum on the second one, and this one's a very good hit. It strikes and does what feels like a lot of damage to his barrier. Anything else on your turn?
I'm going to. Do nothing more for the moment,
Okay.
but for your point of view out of character,
yep,
I would like to go for a stunning strike when I feel myself punching through the barrier and actually making contact with like flesh.
Okay. I'll let you know when that happens. Yep.
Yep. Cool.
All right, that your turn.
That'll be my turn.
All right, now it is the goose's turn. Andy, you're up.
Right. Would it be possible for me to fly at this guy?
I'll say you can
Would that be
leap out of the window
Would that be unadvisable.
and fly. You can if you want. It is your choice to make, but you have seen people striking a barrier around this guy.
Does the barrier around the little ground thing disappear?
There's still a bubble around him with these golden chains that are now just holding his body up.
Right, can I instead then like drop down out of the window?
Yep.
What's this ring here? This is the like.
That's
light chains.
a zone of truth, yes.
Okay.
With the golden chains.
I'm gonna jump here.
Yep.
Can I be outside of the zone of truth here?
There you can, yeah.
Okay. Can I unleash the frightful honk?
Go for it. Let's see it. I'm ready. Okay, so he has to make a wisdom saving throw. Okay, what is right? What's it? Hang on. The DC is 8 plus your charisma modifier plus your proficiency bonus. So what is that?
I don't know. What I need to tell you.
Let me have a look. So it is
0. I should probably up that.
8 plus 0, so 8 plus your proficiency, which brings it up to 11. So he has to make a wisdom saving throw. 11. A target automatically succeeds if it can't hear or see you. Can see you. Failed save, it becomes frightened. Short or long rest. Unfortunately, you bring about your most ferocious honk. However, he is completely unfazed by it.
Is he now?
Yes. Right, that's your action. Do you have a bonus action?
1 second.
He did roll really well on that save. Like.
Right. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna deploy my action surge here.
Okay, go for it. All right.
And can I can also use my extra attack with that, can't I?
You can. Yep. So you can make two attacks.
So I'm gonna, in response to him not appearing frightened, I'm just gonna fly at him as hard as I fucking can. Twice.
Yep. All right. Let's see some attack rolls.
Now I can't remember how. Is it this one?
To get in range of attacking him, are you just flying at him straight ahead, or? Yep. Okay, that's fine.
I mean, the goose can't talk, so you can zone truth is
there.
the issue.
Yeah, you are within a zone of truth. You are now a goose that is incapable of lying. So the goose presumably tells you all about his favourite, I don't know, anime. So when he swings about with his first head swing, he does regrettably miss. It's got a bad miss as well, truth be told. But it appears it was all just a feint for his second one, which again is quite a good impact, but it's still hitting this kind of bubble around the armored figure. and does not appear to be impacting. Anything else for you, Andy? Andy?
No.
No?
No.
Alright, it is Sir King Finn the Small, it is your turn.
Can I move out of the...
If you move, he would get to take an attack of opportunity against you.
Okay, I'll stay where I am.
Good call.
Yeah, I've got a feeling we don't really want that. So I'm gonna down here, and then hunters mark him.
Okay. So I will slap a red dot on him. Yep.
And then I'm just gonna shoot at him with my bow because fuck being close to that guy.
All right. So you pull out your longbow, or as anybody else would call it, short bow.
Toy.
Yep, ornamental toy bow. Your first shot goes wide. Have you got a second shot? Your second shot is a good hit. However, it's even more evident with this arrow that it just kind of strikes literally in midair and almost kind of floats there in front of him for a moment before falling. Anything else for you?
Apart from to maybe suggest to the group that this doesn't seem like a good fight. No.
All right, Bill Ironguts. It is your turn.
Go smash.
All right, let's see some attacks. I'm assuming these are made reckless,
Oh, yes.
as is tradition. All right. So your first swing, you swing about and it impacts on the top of the bubble. Again, it's a good impact on the bubble, and you can see these black tendrils kind of snaking down into the armored figure himself. You get the feeling you're able to just penetrate through this barrier. The second one, again, you bring it around, strike down on the top, and it's the same effect. The main impact isn't doing anything, but the psychic damage is getting through. Anything else for you?
I've got a lot of movement. I'll stand here.
All right. So I will say...
I thought about jumping on him. But I'm not sure if that would be a good idea. How much have I still got?
Okay. Anything else?
I could.
Sam? Yep.
No, I'm all right.
Okay. I'll say that. So, as this is going on, Lady Grantham had come through the door and seen her brother with his head cut off, and she runs forward to about here before kind of half collapsing on the ground and wailing about her poor departed brother.
Oh.
So now it is the armored figure's turn. He's still holding his sword up and kind of channeling this thunder. Suddenly he brings his sword down directly kind of below him, and I need everyone to make me a dexterity saving throw, including Lady... Oh god, this isn't going to go well for her. Okay, so Bill gets a 3. Actually, do you have danger sense, Bill?
Star Wars is not all I
do.
You do. Okay, so that's 13 is still a failure. So King Finn the Small, however, he's a dexterous motherfucker. Who are we missing then? It's just Horny.
I just want to check something. I don't know if it's going to be relative, but that
Okay.
I just want to put that out and then do.
Oh. Fireball spell.
Also, he's flying.
When you are subjugated to an effect that allows you to make a dex saving throw, you take half damage, and instead you take no damage. Okay, right. That will be useful then. Okay then. So, one moment. So, the ones of you who fail are unfortunately Star Wars, Bill Ironguts, and Lady Gratham, who
Have we just got
take
a whole family wiped out?
I mean, we don't know how big that family is. We just know
Who
that there's at
take-
least 2 of them.
30 points of fire damage. So I'm just gonna go and do that. As fire comes rippling out from where he has impacted his sword and completely incinerates Lady Grantham. Now,
I
Horny,
guess I'll just
you,
close that.
with your evasive nature, simply kind of sidle out of the way and let the heat wash over you. Finn, you only take half damage, so you take 15 points of damage as you're able to dodge out the way and avoid the majority of it. But Bill and Star Wars, you take the full 30.
So I don't get no advantage for attacks.
Ash just overheard the fact that Annie's character's called Star Wars and just lost her shit.
Yes.
It's fair.
Okay. Right.
Do we
Having
get a sad honk from the Singe Goose.
Okay, having struck his sword down on the ground, he then swings it up with very, very quickly. And although he doesn't hit Horny, kind of as he swings it up, a lance of fire comes striking out of it. Does a 12 hit?
It does not.
It does not. So you're able to dodge out of the way as a blast of fire comes out of the end of his sword. And with that, that is the end of his turn, and it is now Horny, Captain of the Small King Guard. It is your turn. Jesus, those were dog shit rolls. Sorry, I'm just looking at his attack rolls against you. Like, even if he had advantage, he was fucked. Like,
I just realised something with my character because I've never played a monk before. We'll see what happens. So first off, I'm going to attack.
Yep.
I know that's a surprise.
I'm shocked, personally.
That's going to have missed. So I will attack again.
Okay, yep. Your first strike does miss, and unfortunately, your second strike also misses.
My question to you,
Yep.
being in the location that I am, do I have any advantage from flanking? It's okay if I don't.
I will say if you just moved here before your attack, which I will let you do retroactively, then you would have it.
Okay, I
So-
appreciate that. Can
That's
I
all right.
please say I did that to begin with?
Yeah. So your second strike then does hit, and
Excellent.
again you feel like you're just still striking the barrier.
Cool. I would like to spend a key point.
All right, go
Do-
for it.
Flurry of blows.
Let's see them. Blam blam.
So, flap.
Oof. Okay, that one definitely hits. There's a
Fantastic.
good kind of pulsing feeling.
So this is the thing that I forgot that I could do.
Oh, you've got another unarmed strike there, I believe.
I know.
Oh right.
But as an open hand technique,
Whenever
you hit a creature with
one
your
of
flurry of
attacks,
blows,
you can impose one of the following effects on that target. Must succeed on a dexterity saving throw or be knocked prone. Strength
Yes.
saving throw or be pushed away. Which one are you going for then? Strength or dex?
which do you think?
I-
Not prone.
Okay then, so that's a dex saving throw, right?
Yep.
Okay, so using your one hand, open hand technique, you're able to get a good strike on the barrier and you kind of manipulate it a little bit.
Mhm.
You're still definitely impacting the barrier, but you feel the whole thing kind of shift underneath you, and the knight stumbles and falls onto his back. It appears you've shifted the whole barrier with your hand. You've still got one strike left, I believe.
Yes, I do. So
Go.
Strike a second time. I'll need to drop down slightly because he's prone and I'm flying. I need to drop slightly. Just
Yep,
you know,
so you
something
can land on
greater.
the ground, and that will mean that you have advantage against it without flank. So,
Excellent. I shall
Yep.
do that, and I shall hit again with. Oh no, that's just my save. Whoops.
yep. Okay, so you
Um,
go for another strike, and this one definitely hits. And again, you're still impacting on this barrier. There's still this kind of shield around him, but it's definitely feeling a lot weaker, to the point where you can now actually actively see it.
Cool. Excellent.
Yeah.
I will. That'll be it for the moment.
Okay.
As I say,
Alright.
once I feel the barrier break, I'll do the whole.
Yep. Stunning.
Stunning strike. But yeah.
All right, Goose, you're up. What are you going for?
Right. Sorry, remind me, is this guy's guard broken down now?
He is now prone on the ground. His barrier is still up, but he's in a not great position.
Right, I'm going to unleash another frightful conk.
Okay. How many times can you do that?
I can do it.
Wait, did you say the frightful honk? Are you aware you can't action surge more than once?
Yeah.
Also, you can only use Frightful Honk once per short or long rest.
Where does it say that?
Right at the bottom.
Where it
Oh.
usually has those kind of things.
Yeah.
Cock.
Dropping C-bombs there, Andy. Calm down. Jeez.
Oh, carpet.
Much better.
Okay, I'll. Do you know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna. Fuck it. I'm flying into him while he's playing.
All right, go for it. Let's see some attack roll.
I want to fly up and then take a long old flying run up at this fucker.
Okay, he is prone on the ground, but if you move away from him, he is still going to probably get an attack of opportunity against you.
Fuck's sake. Alright, I'll fly at him from where I'm standing then.
Alright.
I'll just headbutt him.
You'll just headbutt him. Alright, let's see some attacks. Let's go.
Goose is headbutting a man on the ground.
Yeah.
I have extra attack.
Yep.
Basically just nutting him.
Okay, so... and both of them are advantage, so both of them hit. You swing back with your head using your natural goose neck to give yourself a good amount of leverage, and then kind of, like somebody, I don't know, whipping a jelly worm or a turkey Twizzler, you kind of just slap against him with your head axe. Both of them hit, and both of them do some quite good damage, and additionally, after you hit with the second one, you can see directly in front of where you are, there appears to be a crack running through his bubble now.
Oh.
Anything else with your turn, Andy?
9.
9? Alright then, now
I'll hold my breath.
you will hold your breath. Good lad. Okay, moving on to Sir King Finn the Small. Go.
I
Yep.
am going to open the bag of helping.
Yep.
And reach inside and see what it can do to help me.
Okay, so you reach inside the bag of helping. You give it a good rummage around. You feel like you've got a good handle on something. And you pull it out. And you pull out, one moment, I have to get up the chart. As I stall. Just a quick moment.
Isn't it specifically something that's useful in this situation?
Yeah, it's supposed to be something to help you with yours or the bag's current objective.
Huh.
I have a chart and there's some cross-referencing I have to do now. Okay. Huh. Alright, you reach in and you pull out what appears to be a pile of bandages. With these bandages, you can take an action to stabilize somebody, or use them as crafting for something else. So you can add one pile of bandages.
Lob the
to your
bandages
inventory.
at Lady's Court.
She has been incinerated. How
That'll-
good
that'll-
are you at medicine?
I have efficiency.
You are not good enough at medicine. I
Wrap the ashes in a bandage and
will tell you right now, there is not a doctor alive who is good enough at medicine.
But we might have an undead one.
That is true, yes. So that is an action. Have you got a bonus action?
Not a useful one. Let's see what I've got in else. That's an action. Action. Nope, that's me done.
Alright, moving on to Bill Ironguts. Go.
Right. I want to do something complex, but irrelevant. I don't think it'll help me. What I wanted to do a cold shot on his head, which would grant me disadvantage, but also I'd have advantage if he's prone, and then I can attack recklessly and still have advantage.
do an ogre poo on him.
But I don't think that will help.
There is still the barrier. It may have taken some beatings, but it's still there.
Yeah, that's the barrier needs to go before that's going to work out.
Mm-hmm.
Do ogre diarrhea on it, and then the barrier will be obscured. Aha.
Or the barrier will get pink eye.
Would
That's good.
being on the barrier count as an attack?
If you want to shit on the barrier,
Kind of
yes, that will count as your action.
no, that's not what I asked. Would it count as an attack?
I'd say it's an explicitly hostile action.
So can I use my double?
To double shit on a guy.
Oh no, shit once and then attack second time.
I really don't want to let you. I feel like it's not an attack. I feel like it's an action. It's your whole action to drop trowel, have a squat. I mean, like, dude, what dude can just shit within 6 seconds? How much fiber does Bill eat? Don't answer that.
Rice, attack.
It's an awful lot of fibre.
He just eats fiber.
Is jumping an action?
Jumping, that'd be part of your movement.
Jump and shit.
Ah,
What are you looking to do then?
well,
Who knows?
I'll attack it.
Okay.
That in first.
I mean, yeah. Okay, so you bring about the maul, and it comes crashing down on top of his barrier. The barrier takes a bit of a hit, and you can kind of see as these thin cracks are spreading out throughout the whole barrier even more, and the psychic damage again is going straight onto the figure within. Okay, and then you bring out about the maul again. Again, it's the same kind of result. It hits the barrier is cracking even more, and the psychic damage is striking at the figure within.
Right. With that,
The barrier now is extremely fragile.
Oh, this could be dramatic.
What?
So
That's the-
Bill's,
A poo would.
Bill's now got 40 feet of movement.
Yep.
So he's going to go 1, 2. So he's up, what, 3? So that's 15 feet. So I've still got 25 feet left.
Right.
So I'd like to jump on him.
Body slam.
Frog
Body slam.
How about drop?
splash. Frog splash.
I was going to say it's not a particularly high drop. It's like 5 feet.
I'm pretty heavy, don't you worry.
No. I'm just saying, like, it's not a massive jump because
So's the top rope in a wrestling ring. That's only about 5 feet.
Yeah.
And
They don't
you
watch
still
Pat
get 3
Mc
feet of
wrestling,
frog
do
splash
they?
from that dog.
just a moment. Just pulling up fall damage so I can check one thing.
It's every 10
So-
feet. you fall.
It's every 10 feet you fall is where you do falling damage. Right. Okay.
Do I get any pluses for weighing 1,127 pounds?
The floor will break.
Okay, so what I'll say is you can jump off of here to try and land on him. I am going to need you to make an attack roll to see if you're actually going to successfully land on him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I'll jump there.
Yep.
What do you want me to roll for attack roll?
Just roll. Have you weapon?
You're gonna look fucking stupid if you miss.
It's a roll minus your proficiency because you're not proficient in wrestling.
A roll minus my proficiency. So
Yeah, you're not proficient. This is basically just a flat strength or dex roll, pretty much. In fact, literally.
roll
that.
athletics.
No, because you've got proficiency in that. Like, literally, just roll me strength or dex.
Right, that's an easier.
Yeah,
That's
That's the easier way of doing this. Yeah. Otherwise, we have to minus things.
Oh no!
Okay, so
Oh,
you
prone. He's
you
prone.
leap off to land on him. Unfortunately, as you're coming down, he raises his sword, and the barrier appears to briefly strengthen, and you kind of awkwardly land on it and kind of slide off to the side.
So he doesn't just blindly miss him and land.
You
on the
don't
floor
blindly
with
miss him. He clearly does something to stop you from landing on him. Anything else for you, Bill?
I
Sorry,
just
I've
got
moved
visions of an ogre jumping off a fucking altar just onto the floor.
on. Yeah, anything else for you, Bill, or are you done?
the floor crack. You're gonna end up in the catacombs below.
I'll say like some of the floorboards cracked a little bit, but nothing too major.
All right, no worries. Now I'll end my escapade.
All right then. As we swing around to his turn, firstly he's going to stand up, and then again he's going to raise his sword into the sky, and there's going to be another crack of thunder. Can you all roll me a perception check, please? Okay, so far everything is fine. Andy and Horny? Oh, okay, right. So all the rest of you are like, everything is fine.
That's why I was going to roll persuasion.
All right, okay. I kind of liked the persuasion roll, but fine. So King Finn and Bill are both like, everything is fine. However, Horny and the Goose both notice that approaching the church appears to be some knights from the south.
Okay.
And you can only see a couple so far. I'm just placing the ones you can see out through the door. And there is another crack of thunder around you as he raises his sword to the sky. Horny, your turn.
Cool. Will speaking be classed as an action or a free action?
I'll allow speaking as a free action as long as you're not going to go on a monologue.
No, I'm going to look to Finn, who's probably the only person whose opinion I trust at the moment, and just go.
As is standard.
And should I go and just look at him and go, should we buzz? Like, get out of here? And just like, kind of like rub point my eyebrows up at like my hat. And can Finn answer?
Finn's going to nod and ask if it's worth trying to take him with us.
That's what I'm going to do anyway.
Him elsewhere, yeah.
So as my action, I would like to lift my hat and use the stone. Like, did I say I just crushed it, didn't I?
So you have to shatter it on the ground.
Shatter it. So I'm going to slam it on the ground.
I feel like it's done now. It's irrelevant. I feel like we should have waited until the shield was down before you tried that. Okay.
Maybe.
All right. So Horny lifts off his hat, grabs the stone, and shatters it on the ground. As you do so, a dark purple magic kind of starts to rip out from the portal. The goose is greeted by a weird sense of familiarity.
Can I grab it?
You can try to grab him, however, I will just say he is within the circle of the portal.
Can I grab the bubble?
You can try and grab on a bubble, but it's. I'll say you can get a bit of a hold because of the cracking on it.
Bill doesn't understand. Bill just wants to hold up.
Bill just wants to hold the bubble.
He wants to make sure he's coming.
Yeah. Okay. So as the purple magic kind of starts to rip its way through the ground, and kind of tendrils come surging out and grabbing hold of each one of you, and you feel yourself getting pulled through. The goose feels weirdly familiar with this. He knows what's going on. He has vague images of a chandelier coming through his brain. Now I'm going to need all of you to roll me a d20, by the way. Just a flat d20, no modifiers, just give me a d20. This is your luck. 7, a 3, a 17, and a 4. I have never had a more fitting roll, by the way, Andy. That's perfect. So as the whole ground starts to rip away apart from you, Bill tries to get a good grip on the bubble. All of a sudden, the heavily armored figure, his hand comes shooting out of nowhere and grabs hold of Horny by the throat. And you just hear his voice yelling at you kind of over this crashing sound as he says, "Not like this!" And you feel something going wrong. The portal then kind of collapses in on itself. And all of you vanish. So now I'm going to put you onto another screen.
Okay,
and
man.
Much better.
Based on your rolls, I'm just placing you now. Just a moment. You are fully erect, as is tradition.
Oh, that's funny.
So
He had the wrong name selected, that's all. But not wrong.
not entirely wrong. Okay, right then. Let me just check everything is here. One moment. Dan, did you bring the bodies of Lady Grantham and Lord Grantham with you?
I'm going to say yes, because I feel like that's always a good idea.
Okay, I'm just rolling their luck. Just a moment. I mean, they're already dead. They have not been luckies. You know.
Is this just to see whether or not she blows away on arrival?
Okay, so that's fine. Those are actually pretty good rolls. So I'm just setting up this next screen for you. Okay, here we go, transferring you across. So instead of emerging on the other side in the safety of the Evil League of Evil camp, you come crashing down from about a point about 20 feet up in the sky. I'm going to need everybody to roll me, apart from Andy, roll me 2d10 of bludgeoning damage, and that's the fall damage you're going to take.
Question: I have boots of flying. Would I take?
You have
damage?
boots of flying, so you don't take falling damage, but you're severely disorientated and you're river. Finn, unfortunately, you get the worst of both worlds. You've taken full damage and you've landed in a river. Yep.
Where's he?
Sorry?
Where's he gone?
Who?
The guy I was cuddling.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I thought I made that clear. Yeah, he has not come with you.
Yeah, I
Damn.
figured that's what the not like this was about.
Yeah. So the goose, because he's a goose and he's used to this kind of magic, has just perfectly reasonably landed on a stone outcropping at the exact height of where you were teleported. So really for him, he just kind of like stepped from the church onto the stone and is now just preening himself, or whatever it is geese do.
Can I look for Finn and try and pull him out of the water with me?
Okay, yep. So you are currently in the water, but because of your boots of flying, let me give you the icon. You can attempt to grab Finn and get him out. If you can roll me an athletics. I'm assuming Finn is willing here.
Oh yeah.
Okay, good. Just checking.
I'd like to drop range and like in surprise. I wasn't expecting that at all.
Oh.
Oof. Okay, so you attempt to grab hold of Finn, however you succeed only really in kind of pushing him deeper into the water due to your clumsy efforts. Finn, you now move further down the river. You're rapidly losing control. If you can roll me an athletics or just athletics. Okay, so despite Horny's best attempts to drown you, you are able to kind of break away and swim to the shore, and you crawl out of the river.
Woo. I'm alive.
So
I would like to apologise to him.
Profusely, I presume. So, Bill, when you landed directly on top of a stone golem.
Yeah.
Who shattered to pieces upon you landing on him.
Woo!
However, as you're kind of lying on the ground and going like, "Oh, what happened there?" The stone golem's hand grabs onto your leg. Can you roll me an athletics check?
Less woo.
Okay, so being the athletic beast you are, you're able to get up and deftly kick it off with one foot and catch it in your hand. You're now holding an animated stone golem hand that just mostly appears confused.
Starts hitting the rest of the rubble.
Sorry?
Can I see that other golem?
You can, but that one is actually just that's just a statue.
Oh, I want to throw that. I'm not aware of that. I'm worried at it.
Just maybe don't just yet, because I'm going to say at this point you are not where you're supposed to be. You are somewhere in the wilderness. You don't know where exactly you are, and this is where we're going to end the session for now. But I will say the stone golem's arm that you've got, as you kind of pick it up and hold it in your hand, you feel potential running through it. Potential, we'll say. It feels like this is a weapon you could use. But for now, we're going to end the session. No, I will give you the item, don't worry. But we're going to end the session here with you guys lost somewhere in the wilderness with your teleportation stone having backfired. You have successfully obtained Lord Gratham's head, Unfortunately, Lady Gratham was incinerated. But all in all, probably a win.
Was there anything on her corpse?
If there was, it's been incinerated.
Any money?
I'll say you are able to find about 6 or 7 gold coins.
Excellent. I proceed to
You
pick
can
them
have
up,
7 gold coins.
realize I have no pockets, and drop them immediately in the sand.